What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So we're going to have a look at my first team selection, transfer thoughts, who I'm going to be selling, who I'm going to be buying going into game week 17. So another midweek deadline. It comes on Tuesday afternoon. So we've got to be quick with our transfer decisions, quick with our decision making, who we're going to be buying and all of that. As you can see down below me, I have got one free transfer and 0.3 million in the bank. So let's get my current team up, how we're lining up for game week 17 if I didn't use that one free transfer. And then as always, we'll get my team up on screen, the official website, start clicking through, start looking at some potential transfers I could make, or even if I want to make more than one transfer, some hits, some -4s, some -8s potentially that I might have to make, because there are a few rumors of some COVID situations in a few of the teams. So if we pull up my team for game week 17 now, it is looking like this. So Cancelo, for me, as he is for a lot of people, is now suspended going into game week 17. But Livramento and Ben White both have okay fixtures. Livramento away at Crystal Palace, with Ben White being at home to West Ham. I have chosen to start Livramento. Now he plays against Gallagher, whereas White plays against Bowen. So I've gone with Livramento just slightly more for that attacking threat that I know he has compared to White, although the clean sheet potential for the two teams is probably very similar. Let me know what you would do out of the two, but currently Livramento is the one starting. Ramsdale, of course, starts in goal. Great 11-pointer. Very happy with him in game week 16. James, Livramento, Trent in my defence. Salah, Gundogan, who is currently yellow flagged, so we'll talk about him. Maybe I'm going to have to finally sell him after he's been an absolute pain in my team for the past few weeks. Jota, Bowen, Gallagher. Gallagher just got his goal. It's half-time in that Crystal Palace match at the time of recording, so very happy that he's got his return. It has turned what has been a bad game week into an okay game week this week. And then Watkins and Ronaldo both start up front for me. So this is how we're lining up. The players that I'm potentially selling this week are really only Gundogan. However, the potential transfer targets that we'll look at in Gundogan's replacement, I don't have enough money to go straight to them. So I would have to free up money elsewhere, which would be a -4. Now, I may wait to see if we hear any potential injury news on Gundogan and whether he will be available for this week. Because if he is, I may roll the transfer and sell him next week. But at time of recording, I don't think it's going to be ready. He sounds like he's got a bit of a back issue. So now let's get my team up. Let's start clicking through and look at some of those potential replacements for Gundogan. And if I go for them this week, where I'm going to free up the money to do so. So here is my team up on screen now. If we remove Gundogan, you can see I have 7.5 million in the bank. Now on the right hand side, we've got some of the most in-form midfielders that we can go with. Jota I already have, but the other ones that potentially stand out: Maddison, Bernardo Silva, Mount in there. Lucas Moura I don't particularly want. Odegaard is another one that I could go with. So some of these are definitely players on my watch list to be my Gundogan replacement if we don't think he's going to start in game week 17. Just before we dive into that a little bit more, a reminder of my Christmas charity fundraiser that we are doing. All money raised from adverts, 10p per new subscriber, donations, super chats, as well as signing up for membership. We've had 7 new memberships, including some tier 2 members going on in my group chat as well. So if you do want to sign up as a member, tier 2 or tier 1, tier 2 of course gets access to that membership. Or if you just want to continue to watch my videos, subscribe. All of that support will go to charity during the month of December. And as I said, 10p for every new subscriber. So if you aren't subscribed, just your good deed for this month is hit that subscribe button. But Gundogan replacements, transfers, game week 17, let's get back to it. So Gundogan, 7.2 million, 7.5 is I sell him because of my money in the bank. The one that stands out, of course, is Bernardo Silva as a potential replacement for him. The Manchester City fixtures are still good. Bernardo Silva has been overperforming his numbers. Now, there's been a big debate about whether he'll be able to sustain it. But if we look at his returns all the way since back game week 3, he's been getting good FPL returns. The fixtures, again, as I said, for Manchester City, continue to be really nice. De Bruyne doesn't look like he's fit enough to play every week. Gundogan may have a replacement. Foden is also carrying a knock. So I don't see how Bernardo Silva gets many rests, if any rest at all. So I do think it's a safe way into that Manchester City team. Even if he doesn't continue to perform at the same level he is, I still think he's a good option to go with. Now, if I add him, I'm 0.2 million short. And there are a few ways that I could go and sort of free up that money to go and buy him. Gallagher is one that definitely could work. I could sell Gallagher down to someone like Damari Gray. The only issue with that is Gallagher has a good fixture this week, whereas Damari Gray plays against Chelsea. So I don't particularly want to do that move this week. I could sell Livramento because I don't think Southampton's defence has looked that great. There aren't many defences that I would really like to go with in terms of cheap Livramento replacements, but it's definitely a place that I could do it. So let's have a look at those 4.3 defender options. I could go all the way down to Duffy. Now, there aren't great upcoming fixtures for Brighton, but I have Ben White, who can be first on my bench every week. Duffy is suspended, but he should be back, of course, after getting suspension for game week 16 only. So he should be back for game week 17. I could, of course, then play him at home to Wolves in game week 17. I then should rotate him with White, and they are a good defence that we could go and own him for. Now, the other one that we could go with at 4.3 million is Aït-Nouri of Wolves, who seems to be finding his place in that Wolves team, starting all the games since game week 9, having replaced Marçal and looking better than Marçal has done so far this season. However, the fixtures for them are not nearly as good. He could start in game week 17 against Brighton, and then I could just go and play Ben White in my team as first sub and just bench him until we get to sort of game week 19. I could use him game week 22, 23. I do like Aït-Nouri. He has more attacking threat, and just 4.3 million is a really nice price for him. So that is definitely a way that I could free up that 0.2 million to go and upgrade Gundogan into Bernardo Silva. However, there is one final place that I think I could do it, and it is maybe a waste of a free transfer, but instead of stretching my money elsewhere in my team, I could just downgrade Foster to a 3.9 goalkeeper. This goalkeeper that would come in would just be Gunnarsson of Brentford. Now, he would sit on my bench, but it would mean I don't have to sell Livramento this week. Foster doesn't look like he's going to be back until mid-January, and then we don't even know if he's going to get back in the team. So it could be an easy way to just go and take money out there. But I do need to have a look at potential some rotation planning for White and either Aït-Nouri or Duffy in my defence, but I do think that going Gundogan up to Bernardo Silva, although I've lost a lot of value in him, definitely seems like the straightforward move to do. Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below, as well as any questions about your team going into game week 17. But before we do that, as I said, I want to have a look at a little bit of a rotation planner between White and either Duffy or Aït-Nouri, depending on who they have the best fixtures with over the Christmas period. And we're going to do that on a site called Fancy Football Fix. So let's go and have a look at that before we wrap up the video. So quickly, here is that site up on screen. The rotation planner is a tool I absolutely love. So what I've got here is I've selected Arsenal, Brighton, Wolves, and I'm looking at which two I potentially play. Now, I only need one good fixture every week, so I can put that as 1 of 3. But if I find rotation, I find myself not really needing either of them very much. But Brighton I potentially use twice, whereas Wolves I potentially only use once and not over the foreseeable future. So going by this, we potentially would be better off having Duffy as first sub with White than having Aït-Nouri. However, that is the attacking threat of Aït-Nouri that I will have to consider. So those are my first thoughts for my team going into game week 17. As I say, charity month, do your best to support, whether it is just watching the videos or subscribing to the channel. All of that helps. Drop your comments, your questions going into game week 17 in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed, please do like and subscribe before you go. Good luck in game week 17 if I don't see you, and I'll be back again very soon.